Cheers and welcome to another video. Today I am going for a segment. It is called the Johnson Pasture Climb, and as you can see, I'm doing it on my gravel bike. I think this is the first video I do of an effort on a gravel bike, so that'll be interesting. It should be like 10 minutes, I think. So I've never done it before. We're just gonna try our best and see what we get. This is part 2 of the effort series that we have going on, so let's get going.
Johnson Pasture is pretty close to Pomelo, which is the climb that we did for the baseline for the series. And if you missed those videos, go check them out. I'll leave links in the description box below. So this is where the climb starts, and from the start you have this little section that if you hit it wrong you might lose some time. I almost wish that this part wasn't part of the segment, but it is. You have this little sand section that's pretty flat, and then a little paved section, and then the real climb starts. So this climb is a gravel climb. It is longer than Pomelo. It is 1.04 miles, and there's less climbing, so the grade is a lot nicer to us. It's 9.8% versus 14.2 for Pomelo. So even though it almost seems like this climb should be easier than Pomelo, the fact that it is a gravel climb will make it a little slower, and also the QOM seems to be harder to beat than the one on Pomelo. So all I can do at this point is concentrate on my breathing and my power, keeping it consistent. But from the start my legs started burning, and it's really quite a shame because my legs usually start burning halfway through the climb. And honestly, there's really nothing you can do. Sometimes you wake up with good legs, other days you don't, and this was not my day. But it's okay. That didn't stop me from trying. I did try going a little fast on my way there just to warm up, but it did not help because I was burning from the start. This was a morning effort. We left the house at around 8 in the morning, and I always prefer doing efforts right when I wake up. I just feel lighter and a little more energized, which doesn't make sense because my legs were hurting a little bit, but you know, I felt lighter. I had a few bananas and some water before I left the house, and we couldn't have asked for a better day to do an effort. Once again, the weather conditions were perfect. It was quite cloudy, and it was around 57 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it did get a little cooler as we went up, but when you're moving, that's exactly what you need to keep you nice and fresh. My goal for this climb was to hit an average of 210 watts. We definitely did not hit that, and that's okay. All I gotta do is blame those heavy legs because my breathing was fine. It was controlled. So I think, you know, when you already have the pain and you're concentrating on it, it's very hard to sway from those thoughts. And that was my struggle throughout the whole climb, you know, just focusing on something else rather than the pain. But it's hard to do so, and sometimes seeing other cyclists out on the road, or even hikers, which by the way, there were a bunch of them out today. It just really motivates me and you know, makes me realize that I'm not the only one out there putting in the work, so it makes me really happy. So yeah, for this little section, I start looking to my left because I know there's this turn coming up that is quite steep, and it's also kind of rocky. So I know that I have to launch myself in order to do that, and you can tell that my power goes up. I start moving my upper body, just, you know, trying to stay upright on this section. The grade goes up. I think it gets up to 17%, and yeah, I'm suffering. Also, I'm never wearing my seeing glasses again on an effort because not only do I look like a nerd, but they were also fogging up and sliding down my nose. So at this point we're almost halfway there, and I look down on my power. I realize that we're not hitting the target numbers, so that really discourages me to the point where I almost want to give up. But I know that this is the ride that determines who wins and who chooses the next effort. So I know that I want to beat Joe, and I just have that in my mind, like, come on, you can do this. You're hurting, but you got this. You can beat him. So that's what's keeping me going at this point. You know, it's the first ride that actually counts, so I don't want to mess it up. And I know that he's gonna hurt too because he's actually in front of me right now. He's you know, pacing me, and he has a GoPro behind. So, I mean, come on. I'm not going that slow, so I'm getting him tired. Or maybe I'm getting him ready for his turn. I don't know. One of the two. The road conditions were great compared to other gravel roads that we've been on. I think maybe because it was early in the morning and the ground seemed kind of packed, as opposed to later in the day or when it's dry. You know, it tends to get a little loose, especially because it's a little bit sandy. But it was fine today, and I never lost any traction, even when standing, which I hardly ever did. I think I was on a good rhythm, so I just stayed seated and powered through. And even though I'm hurting, I know that having done other efforts before has mentally prepared me for bearing with how I'm feeling at the moment, because I know that I've held this much power for even longer than what I'm doing now. So all I have to do is keep telling myself, you've done this before, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it today. All I have to do is just power through and stay focused and know that it'll be over soon.
I won't forget. Come on, make me sweat. Jalapeno, jalapeno. I like it hot, but we ain't there yet. Come on, let me get jalapeno, jalapeno. Taste. Let me take a bite. I can feel the spice. Jalapeno, jalapeno. Tip of my tongue. Yeah, it's what I like. I wanna spend all night. Jalapeno, jalapeno.
When I see that tower, I get super happy because I know we're almost there. I think we only have like 0.2 miles left to go. So even though I can't see the top, I can feel it, and I know that we're almost there. All I have to do is hold on, keep pedaling, power through. We're almost there. In preparation for my next effort, I think I definitely have to do some stretching, maybe use the rollers, roll my legs, and perhaps go for a minute effort before jumping into the longer one. I think all those things would help open up my legs and, you know, help me do a better job. At this point, I know that I probably didn't hit my target. I was really looking forward to that QOM, but as I'm looking at my Garmin, I realize that the power is low, my legs are tired, I won't be able to give that extra push at the very top that I usually like to do because I have nothing left. I'm starting to breathe a little harder, and I'm falling behind. As you can see, Joe's almost dropping me, and I think he tells me to hurry up or that we're almost there, and I bring up the power because I don't want to fall behind, but it's so hard to keep up. I know we're almost there. This is the last little stretch, and I'm trying to give it my all, believe it or not, but it's pretty hard.
Jalapeno, jalapeno.
Also, we want to thank you all for the great suggestions you gave us on what to name the series, and we chose one. We want to thank Carlberto for giving us the awesome name of We've Been Slacking, so let's get cracking. We think it's phenomenal. This is exactly how we feel. We love it. So from now on, the series will have that title. Thank you again, and yes, let's get cracking. So right here, I can see the top. And Joe tells me we're almost there, so I get a little nervous because I know I'm hurting, but I start falling back, and it feels so bad, you know, not to be able to keep it up. So I try to push the watts, and I'm able to keep it up for just a second. I know that with this little hard effort, it's gonna drop back because I can't keep it for long, and there you go, it happens. I go up to 240, 230, and then it drops down back to 180 and so forth. So, and it happened all throughout the ride. Every time I try to put extra watts, then it would go down a lot. But here we are finishing, and we're trying to finish strong. I am deep into this climb, just trying to hold on again. I think this is the last turn before we make it to the top. And Joe's way ahead because he knows we're almost there. He's like, come on, let's do it. So there it is, at the top, completely done, completely hammered, and ready to fall off the bike.
I was like 110.
At the top. How's it going?
It's okay.
You calm down, or you cool down for about 45 seconds, maybe a minute so far. Initial reactions?
My legs weren't feeling it at all.
Well, what was your power?
Low, like 205 or something.
Really? Because mine seemed higher than it was last
No, it
time.
was super low, and that discouraged me. It was really low, and my legs were hurting so much.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah.
They felt heavy. Like,
I think you've had a pretty good time.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Thought I was gonna do better.
Well, next time.
All right, feeling a little less depressed after a bit of rest. Joe, are you ready for your effort?
No.
He's gonna go do the same one. I'm just gonna take it easy now. Let's go. Check out the next video where Joe goes for his effort up. What is this called? Johnson Pasture climb. Let's go.
So here are my results. I came back from Johnson Pasture only to find out that I didn't get the crown. I finished the climb in 9 minutes and 56 seconds with an average power 206. I am 10 seconds away from the crown. Now we gotta wait for Joe's effort and see who wins this round. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all later.
Jalapeno.